Hi there, it's Greg. I apologize for the quality of the video. I'm not going to have any cutting or any editing. I've only got a crew of 6 or 7 people here helping me. So, guys, can we come in for the close shop? Can we pull back? Thank you. I'm working with a union crew. Okay, so a bunch of stuff I want to talk about. This video might be 7-8 minutes long. Okay, most of you know me from Sitcom 1. This class is totally different because instead of writing a spec Modern Family and imitating other shows, this class is for writing your own original sitcom script and writing a rough first draft of that script over the course of the semester. So, by sitcom, I mean a couple things. Has to have some comedy in it. Doesn't have to be just laugh out loud, no serious, but has to be more or less comedic, the show that you're going to work on. Has to have a maximum running time of a half hour. So the script might be 25 pages long, might be 29 pages long, but not longer than 30. Has to be based on a situation or built around a situation, whether it's workplace or family or something else, that gives rise to episodic series writing. So we're not doing a limited series or True Detective or something that would only last 4 episodes or 10 episodes or 2 seasons and then the main character would die. We're not doing anything like that. No anthologies, please. No limited series. The reason for that, by the way, is that's a different writing strategy. And that's something that I probably talked about in Sitcom 1. And really, anthology and limited series are more like feature writing. That's just a different strategy. You might be arcing characters in terms of emotional journeys. We're not really doing that here. That doesn't mean your show can only be funny. Okay, for instance, the show Atlanta has a lot of serious stuff in it, and I would say Atlanta is still more or less a sitcom. It's still in one place with recurring characters. But I'll throw out some obvious sitcom examples after I drink a little Diet Coke. Friends, Blackish, Fresh Off the Boat, Third Rock from the Sun, Will and Grace, The Office, All in the Family, Broad City, Seinfeld, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. These shows have a lot more in common with each other than they have that is different. Also, please no adaptations. Don't adapt a book or someone else's anything. Only your own original material for this class. Okay, so to begin, how are we going to do the class? I'm going to put up a discussion in about an hour. So we'll have one of those discussion pages on Canvas in which everybody's going to give a 1-sentence log line. This is your first assignment using the discussion board to give a 1-sentence log line for your show. 1 sentence, like a subject, a verb, some objects, some modifiers, some adjectives, and it ends with a period and it's 1 sentence long. Now, that log line should make us understand, there's a lot to do in it. It should make us understand who the protagonist is, what their situation is, and what's going to keep the show going week after week. It implies all of that in 1 sentence. It could be a slightly long sentence. The log line will tell us what the protagonist is generally doing or pursuing every show. And if it's an ensemble show, then you'll probably have to make it a longer sentence because you'll say our group is doing this or they're each pursuing their own such and such. But anyways, it tells us what the protagonist or protagonists are doing pretty much each week, right? Sorry, I'm looking at a series of notes. I apologize. And what will keep the show going on a weekly basis, okay? And why it's not a limited feature is implied in that. So don't tell me that, for the first 4 episodes, Bill will be a cop, but then on episode 5, he's going to become a doctor. It just doesn't work for a sitcom. Here's some log lines. I'll give you some examples, okay? A snooty, highbrow psychiatrist moves to Seattle to host a radio talk show which he once thought was beneath him, and ends up living with his blue-collar father and his dad's working-class home health aide, both of whom get under his skin. I'll do that one again. I read it badly. A snooty, highbrow psychiatrist. So you see, I'm describing the lead character with some adjectives. Moves to Seattle, so I give you the place, to host a radio talk show. He'll be hosting a show. He'll be doing that. That's an action. which he once thought was beneath him. So now you know that it's like a conflict for him, and it'll give rise to many ideas and episodes. And he ends up living with his blue-collar father and his blue-collar father's also blue-collar home health aide, the Daphne character. So I'm telling you about two other characters in the show and how they're different from him, which will give us more conflict, both of whom get under his skin. Again, conflict based on character and situation. So that was my one sentence. That's the show Frasier, as you probably guessed. You see how it describes the protagonist, and while he'll be a fish out of water, it's the best comedy tool in the book, fish out of water. You see how it tells you that he's entering a new environment that he'll likely be stuck in for a long time. You see how it implies what he's doing every day and every episode, talking to people on the radio and hanging out with his blue-collar father, and how that indicates many, many more storylines and conflicts that will come up episode after episode. It puts the hero, the protagonist, the lead character, in a situation where he's always going to have an issue with somebody. And those issues become episodes. If you've seen the show, you know that it generally starts with him on the air talking about something. Then he goes home and the same subject or theme comes up. And he's got a conflict he's got to work out. So his home life and his work life are, and his interior life are sort of related, and they're all kind of funny. Okay, here's another one. One sentence. A rich, celebrity-obsessed Beverly Hills family loses all its money and is forced to move to a small rural town they once bought as a joke, and now they must totally remake their lives in that town and get along with the kind of boring, regular American folks they used to strenuously avoid, period. Okay? I said rich, celebrity-obsessed Beverly Hills family, so I gave you some adjectives to describe them. I tell you sort of why they had to move to this small town, briefly, very briefly, and that they must remake their lives. Now, what I'm implying there is like they've got to get jobs, they've got to make money, they've got to survive. So that's action. That's the activity. That's the action. And they've got to get along with the kind of boring, regular American folks they used to strenuously avoid. Again, I'm implying what they're going to do episode after episode. And remember, if they leave the town, the fun part of the show dies because the fish out of water episode element dies. That's why they will never manage to leave, even though they try to leave in many episodes. Now, that's Schitt's Creek, by the way. That's the show Schitt's Creek. You can see it on Netflix. It's a good, solid sitcom and exhibits a lot of sitcom elements and strategies that are used in many of the other shows that I talked about. Now, both those shows are fish out of water shows. You can look at log lines for lots of other sitcoms, whether it's Broad City or The Office or Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You will find the seeds of many, many episodes implied in their one-sentence logline version. Actually, you can see most of those on IMDb if you just Google or go to IMDb and search on the show you like. Here's a logline for Brooklyn Nine-Nine that definitely tells you what drives the show. I just pulled this off of IMDb just to see how someone else writes a logline. This one uses real names of the characters' actual names. You can do that too. Jake Peralta, an immature but talented New York Police Department detective in Brooklyn's 9-9 precinct, comes into immediate conflict with his new commanding officer, the serious and stern Captain Ray Holt. You see how that focused on... It only focused on the two main characters. It didn't tell you about the ensemble, but it got the two biggest characters played by Sanborn and Andre Braugher. Okay, but it tells you much of what you need to know in a single sentence. It tells you who the two main characters are in terms of their dominant character traits and what Jake, the lead, will be doing most of the time. It also tells you where they are, Brooklyn, so it gives you a sense of place. Okay, I'll do it again. Jake, an immature but talented New York Police Department detective. Boy, a handful of words. I got immature, talented police detective, New York. Okay? Nailing it down. In Brooklyn's 9-9 precinct, tells you where the show is set. Comes into immediate conflict. Yes, there's going to be conflict. Thank God you can't have a show without it. With his new commanding officer, the serious and stern, two adjectives, Captain Ray Holt. Tells you a lot right there. One sentence. Tells me that there's many episodes to come. So post your one-sentence log line in the next couple days. That's assignment number 1, and it's just one sentence. Just one sentence. That gives us something manageable we can clip down and work with. Other students can comment on it as well. Please comment. You don't have to comment on all of them, but comment on a handful of them, and I'll get in there and comment. I'll help you whittle and change your log line over the next week so we know you're starting on fertile ground before we keep going with the writing, creating process. Then we'll move on to choosing example shows for comparison purposes. That doesn't take very long. That's the next assignment. After that, we'll read some example pitches of shows that have sold. Pitches are also similar to Bibles. And you will eventually write your own pitches. Those will be a handful of pages long. They might be 5 pages long. It might be something in that nature. Okay? When those are ready, you'll start writing actual script pages. Okay? The course takes place over, I think, 14 weeks. And the first third of it is preparing to write. So the log line, the pitching, the researching pitches, choosing other shows as examples so we have something to discuss, and the writing your own pitch before you write is about 4 classes long. And then by about class number 5, 5 or 6, you're going to start writing. And I'll pace it out, and then we'll be writing, and you'll be submitting material to me. And we'll also have discretionary Zoom conferences, meaning you don't have to attend them. I think you'd be crazy not to try, so you can talk with the instructor directly. There's just only so much you can do in email or in a written discussion, but you don't have to do the Zoom discussions because you might be working a job or something else. So I'll do my best to try to set those up for you. And so that's all I wanted to say to start. So we're focusing on a log line, 1 sentence, posting it, and I'll make that the assignment. It'll have a deadline, and I'm creating the discussion group now. Okay, folks, thank you very much for putting up with my bad filmmaking, and I'll see you soon.